Welcome to our podcast. You know what's crazy? We talk about what we eat for our body every single day. Protein, carbs, calories. But never about what we feed our emotions. You don't just eat food, you eat energy. Every room you walk into, every conversation you have, every silence you keep. You're feeding on something. Think about it. You eat the anger of the person who cut you off in traffic. You eat the sadness in your friend's voice when they say, "I'm fine." You eat the anxiety from social media, the fear from the news, the pressure from people's success, and you digest it like it's yours. We've become emotional scavengers, picking up whatever energy is lying around, swallowing it whole, and wondering why our heart feels heavy. You say you're tired, but it's not your body that's tired. It's your emotional stomach, overfed with feelings that were never yours to begin with. Every day, you let emotions enter you without permission. You think it's empathy? You think you're being kind. But sometimes kindness is knowing when to say, "That pain isn't mine to carry." Most people never realize this, that you can overdose on emotions that don't belong to you. You can get sick from other people's chaos. You can lose your peace because you're addicted to fixing everyone else's brokenness, and the world praises it. They call you selfless, good-hearted, understanding, but they never tell you that too much empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction. They never tell you that emotional hunger can look like love. Constantly giving, constantly listening, constantly absorbing, until you have nothing left inside but noise. You've been taught to protect your body, wear a mask, wash your hands, eat clean. But who taught you to protect your mind? Who told you how to filter emotions before letting them in? Every emotion you consume shapes your emotional metabolism. You start reacting faster, getting irritated easily, overthinking small things, because your system is overloaded. You're not broken, you're just full of other people's energy, opinions, expectations. So maybe it's time for an emotional detox. Not the kind where you disappear or isolate yourself, but the kind where you pause before swallowing every feeling that comes your way. You listen without absorbing, you care without carrying. You love without losing yourself. And slowly, you'll notice something magical. Peace starts to feel louder than chaos. Your mind feels lighter, and your emotions begin to taste clean again. Because healing doesn't come from adding more positivity. It comes from subtracting what's never been yours. Sometimes healing doesn't mean adding more. It means stopping the constant consumption. Because we live in a world where silence feels unnatural. Where if you're not listening to something, watching something, or doing something, you feel empty. But maybe that emptiness isn't a problem. Maybe it's a space that's been waiting for you to finally come home. Think about it. When was the last time your mind rested? Not slept, not distracted, not entertained, just rested. We say we're tired, but we never stop feeding. Information, opinions, updates, messages, non-stop. Even when you're alone, you're not really alone. You're scrolling, watching, reacting. It's like your mind has become a crowded restaurant that never closes. That's why you feel restless even after doing self-care. You light a candle, you play soft music, you call it relaxing. But your mind is still chewing on yesterday's worries, today's conversations, and tomorrow's fears. You haven't stopped eating, you've just changed the flavor. What if you tried mental fasting? Not forever, just for a moment. Turn off the noise. Sit in the quiet. Let your thoughts come and don't chase them. Don't fix them, just watch them pass. At first, it'll feel strange, almost uncomfortable, because silence reveals hunger. You'll realize how much you've been feeding your brain out of habit, not need. But if you stay with it, something beautiful happens. Your mind starts cleaning itself. The noise fades, and underneath it, you find clarity. That calm, gentle voice that's always been there, whispering what really matters. You'll notice that you don't need as much as you thought. Not as much validation, not as much noise, not as much doing. You'll start craving peace instead of distraction, stillness instead of stimulation. And when you return to the world, because you will, you'll come back lighter. You'll choose what you consume with intention. You'll read, listen, scroll, and speak, but with awareness. You'll stop feeding your mind out of fear of being left behind and start feeding it out of love for who you're becoming. In the end, you are what you eat, not just in body, but in mind and spirit. So feed yourself moments that make you grow, not just move. Feed yourself thoughts that calm you, not just fill you. Feed yourself silence when the world gets too loud. Have you ever felt like speech playing in the background while you stare intensely at the sunrise? No, you just need one small, slightly uncomfortable action. Today, not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it, today. There are two types of pain in life. The pain of doing something scary and failing, and the pain of doing nothing. And realizing years later that you could have been so much more. One hurts now, the other hurts for up with a plan. A perfect, beautiful, life-changing plan. We're going to study, work out, fix our life, drink water like a responsible human being. But first, just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of scrolling. One video, one snack. One tiny reward for existing. And suddenly, it's dark outside. Our goals are untouched, and somehow we feel tired from doing absolutely nothing. Strange, isn't it? We didn't work hard. We didn't suffer. We didn't even try that much. So why are we exhausted? Welcome to the most comfortable trap we keep falling into. Pleasurable procrastination. We don't procrastinate because we're lazy. That's the lie. We procrastinate because we feel too good. Think about it. Why would we choose discomfort when comfort is one tap away? Why would we struggle through effort when we can get instant pleasure? Instantly. Our brain doesn't say, let's ruin our future today. It says, let's feel good right now, just for a bit. And that's the trap, because it never feels like a bad decision. It feels like a break, a reward, a harmless pause. But here's the twist. We're not taking a break from work. We're taking a break from becoming who we said we wanted to be. Pleasurable procrastination is dangerous because it feels earned, even when it's not. We tell ourselves, we've been thinking a lot today. We deserve to relax. We'll start after this. And technically, we're not wrong. Rest is important, but this isn't rest. This is escape disguised as rest. Real rest leaves us refreshed. This kind of rest leaves us guilty, heavy, slightly disappointed in ourselves. And yet, we go back to it again. Why? Because it's easy. Because it asks nothing from us. Because it doesn't judge us. And most importantly, because it distracts us from the uncomfortable truth. We know exactly what we should be doing. Here's the part no one talks about. The cost of procrastination is not just lost time. It's lost trust with ourselves. Every time we say we'll do it later and we don't, we slowly stop believing ourselves. Our goals start to feel unrealistic. Our plans start to feel like jokes. And deep down we begin to think, maybe we're just not that kind of person. But we are. We just keep choosing comfort over commitment. Not because we're weak, but because comfort is designed to win. It's fast. It's easy. It's everywhere. And discipline? Discipline is quiet, slow, uncomfortable. It doesn't shout. So we ignore it. Here's the irony. The more we chase pleasure, the less we actually enjoy it. That video isn't even that funny anymore. That scrolling isn't even that interesting. That break doesn't even feel like a break. Because in the back of our mind, something is unfinished. Something is waiting, and we know it. Pleasure without purpose becomes empty. But effort? Effort creates a different kind of satisfaction. The kind that doesn't disappear after 5 minutes. The kind that stays. So what do? We don't try to eliminate pleasure. That never works. Instead, we change the order. We earn it after, not before. We start small. Not fix our entire life today. Just begin. 5 minutes of real effort beats 5 hours of fake comfort. And here's the surprising part. Once we start, the resistance fades. The task isn't as scary as we imagined. The hardest part was never the work. It was starting without the reward. So next time we say, just 5 more minutes, we pause. And we ask ourselves one simple question. Is this helping us become who we said we wanted to be? Or just helping us forget that we haven't? Because comfort will always be there. But time doesn't wait for us to feel ready. And one day, we won't need motivation. We'll just need to decide. Stay comfortable, or finally move. We have a superpower. It's not flying. It's not reading minds. It's the ability to see a phone ringing and watch it ring until it stops, while our heart beats like we're defusing a bomb. We are the ones who open a message, type a reply, delete it, type it again, soften it, shorten it, overthink it, and finally decide to respond 3 to 5 business days later. Somewhere between wanting to connect and fearing what might happen, we quietly choose disappearance. We tell ourselves we are just tired. We say we are not in the mood. We convince ourselves that avoiding is safer. But deep down we know it's something else. We are afraid, not of talking, but of being seen. So we build a life around avoidance. We let calls go unanswered. We choose the seat in the corner. We walk into a room and immediately calculate the fastest escape route. We pray nobody asks, "Can you introduce yourself?" And if they do, our brain leaves the chat. We become small versions of ourselves, and the world misunderstands us. They say, "Why are you so quiet?" They say, "Just be confident." They say, "It's not that serious." And we smile politely. But inside it is that serious. Avoidance feels like relief. At first, we don't answer the call. Relief. We don't go to the gathering. Relief. We don't speak up in the meeting. Relief. But relief is temporary. Later it turns into something heavier. Regret. We replay the moment. We imagine what we could have said. We wonder what opportunity we missed. We question why we are like this. And then we promise ourselves, Next time, we'll do better. Next time comes, we avoid again. The cycle continues. We believe everyone else is naturally smooth, naturally confident, naturally charismatic. We assume they walk into conversations without thinking. Well, most people are also nervous. Most people also rehearse. Most people also worry they sound weird. The difference? They speak anyway. We wait to feel ready, and readiness never arrives. We treat communication like a test we must pass perfectly. We believe one awkward moment will define us forever. We think one strange sentence will become our permanent identity, so we protect ourselves. We choose silence over risk, but silence has a cost. We overestimate how much they analyze us. We think they remember our awkward pause. They don't. They are too busy worrying about their own. The world does not reward perfection. It rewards participation. It's not the smoothest speaker who builds connection. It's the one who shows up. We spend years waiting to become better at talking, but communication is not a talent. It's exposure, it's repetition. It's surviving awkwardness enough times that it stops feeling fatal. Remember the first time we tried anything new? We were terrible. The first time we tried to cook something complicated. The first time we tried to learn a skill. The first time we attempted something unfamiliar. We were awkward. Why do we expect conversation to be different? Why do we believe we must be naturally gifted at something that is learned through practice? We fear embarrassment like it's permanent, but embarrassment fades, avoidance lingers. When we avoid too often, our world shrinks, and slowly, our life becomes smaller than our potential, not because we lack ability, but because we fear interaction. The more we avoid communication, the scarier it becomes. It's like a muscle we refuse to use. Over time, it weakens. Then one day, we are forced into a situation where we must speak, and it feels impossible. We were never bad at communication. We were just out of practice. And the world is not waiting for us to be perfect. It's waiting for us to show up. So the next time the phone rings, maybe we answer. Maybe our voice shakes. Maybe we say something awkward. But maybe nothing catastrophic happens. Maybe the conversation ends normally. Maybe we hang up and think, that wasn't so bad. And that tiny realization changes everything. Because confidence doesn't arrive as a lightning strike. It builds quietly. If you enjoy my content and would like to support my work, you can buy me a coffee here. buymeacoffee.com/NPO. Thank you so much for your support. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the temperature change, even though the air conditioner didn't move an inch? No spotlight, no dramatic entrance, no background music playing in your head. And yet, people look up. Some smile without knowing why, some straighten their posture, some suddenly want to talk to you. Here's the strange part. You might not even realize it's happening. So let me ask you something gently, almost secretly. What if you are one of those people? Not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the one who carries a quiet gravity that pulls others closer. Today, I want to explore something most people misunderstand. That subtle, invisible quality we call attraction. Not physical beauty, not social media charm. I'm talking about that energy, that presence, that something. And by the end of this video, you might see yourself differently. Or you might finally understand why certain people can't ignore you, even when you're just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. Let's begin. There's a myth that attractive energy is about confidence. That if you walk like you own the place, speak loudly, and laugh dramatically, people will be drawn to you. But the truth is more interesting. Real magnetism often whispers. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't chase approval. It doesn't panic when ignored. It simply exists. Have you noticed that some people don't try to impress anyone? And that's exactly why they impress everyone? They listen more than they speak. They observe more than they react. They respond instead of rushing. And somehow that calmness feels rare. In a world addicted to noise, the quiet person becomes mysterious. In a world obsessed with proving, the secure person becomes powerful. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. You might have this energy and not know it because you grew up thinking you were too quiet, too intense, too different, or even too much. But what if those twos are exactly what make people lean in? Let me tell you something from experience. The people who radiate attraction are not perfect. They are not always extroverted. They are not always smiling, but they are deeply present. When they look at you, they actually look at you. When they speak, they mean what they say. When they laugh, it's real. And authenticity, real authenticity, is magnetic. You can't fake it for long. People feel the difference. Here's another sign you might be one of those people. Strangers open up to you quickly. You didn't ask for their life story. You didn't perform therapy. You were just there. And somehow they felt safe. That's not an accident. There's something about grounded energy that makes others feel understood. When you are comfortable in your own skin, even imperfectly comfortable, you silently give others permission to relax too. Attraction is not about being the most interesting person in the room. It's about making others feel interesting. It's about holding space without trying to dominate it. Now let's talk about something funny. Have you ever been told you're intimidating? And you stood there thinking, I literally just blinked. Being intimidating often means you are self-contained. You don't overshare to fill silence. You don't laugh nervously to ease tension. You don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Some people interpret calm strength as distance. Some interpret independence as arrogance. But those who understand energy, they see it differently. So maybe the real question isn't, am I attractive? Maybe the real question is, am I aligned? Because when you are aligned, when your actions match your values, when your words match your energy, when your presence matches your truth, people feel it. They might not understand it. They might not be able to explain it, but they feel it. And if you've ever wondered why certain rooms shift when you enter, why certain people can't quite forget you, why your silence sometimes speaks louder than noise, maybe you don't need to try harder. Maybe you just need to recognize what's already there. So, are you one of those people? Or have you been one all along, just waiting to notice? Think about that. And don't answer too quickly. Because sometimes the most powerful attraction is the one you don't even see in yourself. What if the best is not always better? Bigger house, bigger pressure, bigger fame, bigger expectations, bigger income, bigger responsibilities. Simple does not mean small. Simple means clear priorities, clear boundaries, clear understanding of what really matters. At the end of life, nobody asks how many emails were answered. Nobody counts how busy the schedule was. What truly matters is simple. Was there peace? Was there love? Was there enough? If the answer is yes, then that ordinary life was actually very rich. So maybe the goal is not to live an extraordinary life. Maybe the goal is to live a steady, balanced, peaceful one. A life where you don't wake up afraid. A life where you don't need to prove yourself every day. A life where rest is normal, not a reward. And maybe the most powerful word in a world that always wants more is this: enough. If you enjoy my content and would like to support my work, you can buy me a coffee here. buymeacoffee.com in Po. Thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about something most people never admit. You know that strange satisfaction you feel after doing just enough? That tiny relief, like you've earned a rest, even though you didn't give it your all. That's not pride, that's self-deception. It's your brain rewarding you for pretending. And the scariest part? You start to mistake that little relief for progress. You think effort is about time? It's not. You can spend 5 hours studying and still learn nothing, because your mind was somewhere else. You can spend 10 years chasing a dream and still be in the same place, because you only gave 60% each time. Effort isn't measured by how long you do something. It's measured by how honest you are while doing it. Fake effort feels comfortable because it protects your ego. If you never give your full energy, then failure doesn't hurt as much. Because deep down you can still say, well, I didn't really try. That's how we stay safe, by never risking our full selves. We choose almost over all in. We choose effort that looks enough to others, but never enough to change us. And that's why life starts feeling stuck. Because you're always halfway in everything. Halfway focused, halfway disciplined, halfway alive. You're doing too much to quit, but not enough to win. You're trapped in the middle, where nothing grows. You confuse exhaustion with progress. You think being tired means you've worked hard, but sometimes you're not tired from doing the work. You're tired from avoiding it, from dragging your feet, from fighting your own distractions, from carrying guilt instead of growth. That's why you end every day drained and unsatisfied. You've built a routine around trying, not achieving. You've made effort your comfort zone. And comfort is the biggest lie effort can tell, because it makes you feel like you're moving forward when really, you're just circling the same point. You don't need more effort. You need real effort. The kind that scares you. The kind that demands focus, not noise. The kind that feels uncomfortable because it's finally honest. Most people never reach their potential. Not because they don't have it, but because they never give themselves the chance to see what would happen if they truly went all in. They spend their lives playing it safe, calling it balance. But balance without growth is just another word for fear. So maybe it's time to stop being busy trying, and start being brave enough to actually do. Because fake effort keeps you alive, but real effort, that's what makes you become. You keep saying you're waiting for motivation, but motivation is not coming. It's never coming. Because motivation doesn't show up before the work. It shows up after you start. The problem is, you want to feel ready before you act. But the real reason you don't start isn't because you're not ready. It's because you don't want to face what happens if you give it your all and still fail. You'd rather stay halfway and tell yourself, I could have done it if I tried harder, because that sentence keeps your pride safe. It gives you an exit door, a story to tell yourself. But that story is killing your growth. You see, fake effort isn't just laziness. It's fear, disguised as busyness. You keep yourself occupied to avoid silence, because silence makes you hear the truth. You're scared of finding out how good you could actually be. The gap between who you are and who you could be isn't made of talent, luck, or time. It's made of focus. Every time you say it's not working, it's not because the goal is too far. It's because your attention is. You've given fragments of yourself to too many things. A little focus here, a little there, and then wonder why nothing grows. You know what's scarier than failing? Looking back and realizing you never truly tried. That you spent years playing it safe, moving but not progressing, working but not changing, trying but not transforming. And one day that hits you. All the fake effort, all the pretending, all the I'll start tomorrow. You realize you were never waiting for the right moment. You were waiting for permission. So it's time to choose between comfort and change, between appearing busy and becoming better, between talking about it and actually doing it. And if you're brave enough to go all in, not for the world, not for the validation, but for you, you'll realize something powerful. You never lacked ability. You just stopped being honest about how much you were holding back. So this time, don't just try, mean it. Because the world doesn't need another person pretending to work hard. It needs someone who finally decides to. You keep telling everyone you're fine, don't you? You smile, say you're okay, post something cheerful, maybe even drop a quote about gratitude. But when the lights go off and no one's around, you feel empty. You scroll through your phone trying to distract yourself, pretending you're just tired. But you're not just tired, you're exhausted from pretending. You've been taught that being positive means being strong. So every time something hurts, you tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way. You convince yourself that sadness is weakness, that disappointment is ungratefulness. And when someone asks, how are you? You say good, even when your chest feels heavy. You're afraid if you tell the truth, people will pull away. So you build a mask out of smiles and call it confidence. You think staying positive will protect you, but sometimes it traps you. Because when you silence your pain long enough, it doesn't disappear. It hides. And one day, when you least expect it, it comes back, louder than ever. That's why you cry out of nowhere. That's why you feel nothing even when everything looks fine. Maybe you've told yourself, other people have it worse. I should be grateful. But gratitude doesn't mean erasing your pain. It means holding both truths at once, that you're lucky and that you're hurting. You can love your life and still feel lost in it. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. And that doesn't make you dramatic. It makes you human. You've spent so much time trying to be the strong one, the calm one, the happy one. But strength isn't about ignoring your emotions. It's about facing them, letting them breathe. You don't have to fix every feeling the moment it appears. You don't have to turn every pain into a lesson right away. Sometimes you just have to sit with it and let it exist. You've been told to look on the bright side so many times that you've started to feel guilty for even noticing the dark. You hide every crack, every doubt, every ache, and then wonder why you feel like a stranger in your own skin. You wake up, go through the motions, post something happy, say something nice. But deep inside you whisper, I don't feel okay. And that whisper scares you, so you shut it down again. You've built your whole identity around being the positive one, the one who uplifts others. People come to you for comfort, for motivation, for hope, and you give it because you know how it feels to need it. But when you finally need someone to listen, everyone assumes you're fine. You've trained them to. You've trained yourself to. You've become the person who saves everyone but can't admit you need saving too. There's a kind of loneliness that comes from always being okay. It's quiet. It doesn't scream. It just stays there, under the surface. You laugh, you talk, you function, but you don't feel. And when someone says, stay positive, it doesn't help. It makes you feel unseen. Because what you really need isn't positivity. It's permission. Permission to fall apart without feeling like you failed. You don't need to turn every bad day into a story about growth. You don't need to pretend every mistake was meant to happen. Sometimes things just hurt. Sometimes they don't make sense. And that's okay. You don't have to make it beautiful to make it real. You just have to let it be. The truth is, being human isn't about being happy all the time. It's about being honest. It's about saying, I'm not okay today, and that's fine. It's about giving yourself space to breathe without performing strength. You've carried yourself through so much already. You don't owe anyone a smile. Not today, not every day. Maybe that's where healing really starts. Not when you force yourself to be positive, but when you finally stop pretending. When you allow yourself to say, yes, I'm grateful, and yes, I'm hurting. Both can be true. You can love your life and still feel lost. You can laugh and still feel lonely. You can move forward and still carry pain with you. It doesn't mean you're doing life wrong. It means you're living it for real. You've spent so long trying to become the best version of yourself that you've forgotten to just be yourself. The raw, unfiltered, imperfect version. The one that cries, doubts, overthinks, breaks down, and then somehow gets up again. That's the real strength people never talk about. Not the perfect smile, not the daily affirmations, not the I'm fine. Strength is when you still choose to stay, even when your heart feels heavy. When you sit in the silence and let it teach you. Sometimes life doesn't need fixing. Sometimes it just needs witnessing. You don't have to rush to feel better. You don't have to force meaning into every pain. Let it unfold. Let it soften you instead of hardening you. Let yourself feel small for a moment, so you can grow again later.